Attention, brave viewers. This video features adults immersed in a spine-chilling horror RPG experience. The content likely includes supernatural elements, horror-related events, and potentially scenes of violence. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy. Howdy, friends and floorheads. We are back after a debacle in episode 2 where the internet or Twitch or somebody didn't like us. We ended up having to only play for an hour. I think we'll have a chance to maybe finish the game today. As a quick recap for those of you not paying attention, we have got 4 individuals that woke up in these pods, all dressed in simple white tight clothing with a tattoo on their wrist with 3 letters and 3 numbers. They quickly have started to figure out what's happening here in this facility. It's a liminal space where it seems like every door is opened up to a completely different area as they've been working their way forward. They also have these plastic, almost ceramic wristbands that pulse a white light until a nemesis robot got close. They battled that robot, this cat-like robot, destroyed it, and moved on, but now it's pulsing again, giving them the idea that maybe there's another one after them, which they have not encountered. Where we left off, you guys walked into this room that was a very tall, long room, only about 20 or 30 feet wide, so it's almost a hallway as much as anything. And at your feet is about half an inch of water. And the water seems to be falling down the wall on the right-hand side and then going across right to left and then draining into the wall on the left side. The right-hand wall is all water-stained concrete as this water is dripping down. Now, what this is holding back, there's no way of really knowing, but it's created this incredibly noisy and humid area. Your feet, it's impossible to be quiet because every step is a splash in the water. And above all of that, you started to hear a buzzing. And you looked on the left-hand wall and you looked up to the ceiling and realized that there was honeycombs that had been built on the walls and the ceilings. And each one of these individual honeycombs is about the size of a stop sign. And where we left off is a dog-sized bee started crawling out of one of the honeycombs up on the ceiling, and you just heard the bzzz as it started to come down towards the 4 of you. So let's go ahead and start there. As the 4 of you look up, you see this bee who seems somewhat inquisitive, and as it has dropped maybe 10 feet off this 30-foot ceiling, it's coming down. It doesn't feel aggressive, though. It feels like it's just checking things out. And you look up at it, and you realize there's actually a ton of movement on the ceiling. You get a sense that this isn't the only one.
So we see only one, not like a whole hive, or...
Well, you see only one that's left, but as you look up, you're seeing a ton of movement on the ceiling, indicating it's probably not the only one.
Is there a door on the opposite wall of this hallway?
It's so far down right now, Lamb, it's difficult to see there because there's almost like a fog that has been generated by all of this water. So you get a sense that kind of like it goes into a haze up ahead of you. So from where you are right now, it's difficult to know. Now, we have learned that there always seems to be a door in and a door out here at the facility. That's one thing we've seen consistently. So betting that there is a door at the other end of this room is probably a good one.
If we all be very quiet, maybe we won't wake them up.
They should not care about us, right? Unless we disturb them.
Yeah.
Right.
We should not see any, like, can any of you recognize the warrior bee, by the way? Yeah, so.
I don't think I would.
No, I think they're all just angry all the time. If we disturb them.
Does anyone have the sonar thingamagic thing? I believe somebody had it. Is it used up?
No, I think it's used up.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we should slowly keep moving.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving, keep our eyes peeled.
No eye contact with the bees. No eye contact.
Cool.
Yep. So I'm definitely going to need some sneak rolls here. And I think I'm going to go from best to worst sneak. So the one with the best sneak, that appears to be, that's you, Kai. Kai with your D10. So Kai, why don't as you kind of start moving forward, trying not to splash that water as you take these steps. And this bee doesn't seem focused on you. It seems to have recognized that you're in the room, but doesn't seem super interested. And it's just kind of hovering about 15 feet above the floor and about 30 feet down the hall.
What was the size of the bee, if you could remind me?
It is a dog-sized bee, Kai.
What kind of dog?
Yeah, and not Chihuahua size.
like a lab.
Well, let's see. So I'm rolling D10.
Oh, very nice. That's an 8, which in this system, a 1-2 is a fail, a 3-4 is a success with consequences. A 5 or higher is a success, and the degree you get above 5 greatly increases that success. Now, by rolling your D10 sneak, it now degrades. Every time you use a skill, the die steps down. And then you have to catch your breath in order to reset those dice. Kai, with that 8, I'm going to let you kind of lead the way for 2 others that are now not going to have to roll. So my question is, who are you going to make me roll? Who are you not going to guide through this?
That's
Too early in the morning for
evil
this,
decision. I will guide Lamb and Pop to go with me.
Thank God, because I don't have a D4 in sneak. So.
Me too.
So
I wanted luck to be fair, and I didn't check the stats. So that's right.
So Kai, everybody's watching you, and somehow you're able to go heel toe, and not cause a large splash in this water. And Lamb and Pop, you're like, oh, that's interesting. And you start to follow it. Jax is going to try to do the same thing. Let's see how Jax does. So Jax, you currently have
D4.
a D4 in sneak. So
can I? Okay. Quick refresher. I'm going to try and recover a memory.
Okay. So let's talk about the mechanics of that real quick. So they woke up with no memories, but what they can do is if they can recall a memory that would help them in this current situation, they can do that once per taking a breath. And you have not done it yet, so you're free to do it. And what that does is you tell me what that memory was, which slowly makes us remember who we are. And instead of using that D4, you get to use a D12.
Yep.
So what are you remembering, Jax?
I'm remembering water, sneaking through shallow water, and I'm sneaking away from something in sort of like an urban environment, trying to slowly remove myself from some situation.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's roll that D12.
Yes, sir. 12.
All right, that's a straight success. And so, Jax, you're not quite as quiet as the other two, but the 4 of you are now just single file working your way down here. And on the left-hand wall, you see these huge honeycombs, like I said, the size of street signs, of stop signs. And you're seeing the bodies of these bees coming in and out of the honeycombs as they are working their way through. You get a sense that the worker bees are planting what they're finding on the left-hand side, but seem to be flying up to the top to gather. So it seems to be they're going back and forth from the ceiling to the left-hand wall. This takes a little while because you can't go fast if you want to stay quiet. And it's just slow step after slow step. What's disconcerting is your wristbands. As you are moving towards this next door, you're seeing your wristbands turn to a kind of a pinkish hue, and that haptic buzz slowly, like a heartbeat, is speeding up.
Stung to death by bees or mauled by whatever's stalking us. Gotta keep moving.
Yeah, there's only one way out.
Yeah.
Do you have your toys ready so we can deal with it, hopefully?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I want to keep my eyes peeled for anything notable along the way, whether that's clues for how to deal with the situation or stuff to scavenge or whatever.
Yeah, I'll let you know, Pop, if that's something that we might need. Slowly up ahead, as you work your way through this fog, you see a very large industrial metal door that's like at the end of this hallway. The bees seem to be getting louder. You look up and you realize that now we don't have just the one that's now behind us that's floating around. They just are getting more and more active. And you almost get a sense that it's tied to your wrist, that like as your wristband is getting faster and more red, it seems to be agitating the bees. The question is it your wristband that's activating the bees, or is it what's activating your wristband is also activating the bees as well? But you get to that metal door.
It's like a rolled door, like a overhead.
I want you to imagine like a huge like crank handle that you have to unlatch, and you can tell that like you'll see the hinges on the right. It's probably gonna take two of you to kind of pull it, and again you're gonna have to be careful, right? You don't know how loud this thing is gonna be. It's old, it's been corroded by all of the water and damp air and humidity.
Okay.
I think we need to go for it. We need to get out of here soon, fast.
So right now, Jax and Lamb, you have the highest bash.
Yeah.
So I put the two of you as the strongest. So together you unlatch this door, and with some guidance from Kai, who seems to be our sneak, you start pulling that door and you slow down and just time it to just minimize the sound. And it takes you into the next room. This room feels like a warehouse. It's a good size, about half a football field. And in this vast expanse, you just see a spaghetti of bundled cables. You can't see the floor. The floor is cables bundled together on top of cables on top of cables. And like islands in this sea of cables, you see these tall, like 25-foot tall towers where these cables are plugged into. So the cables are running up these towers and they're plugged into multiple different things, and they're all different. Like some are kind of a plastic and some of them are metal. Like the connections are all different, and the lights create almost a disco effect because each plug has a red light, a green light, a blue to yellow, and it's extensive, and you can hear the data almost being transferred throughout this entire room.
I think I'd like to go to the nearest one and try to study it and see if I can figure out anything about it.
And we have to basically walk on the cables, right? That's my understanding. It's like just filled.
Yeah, you can't see a floor. You assume there is one, but the floor is just covered. And I want you to imagine, like, all of these cables are different too. They're different diameters, different colors. They seem to be made of different materials, but they are like zip tied, bundled together to create these snakes that just cover the entire floor. Pop, as you work to one of those towers, you get to the tower. Give me a quick think roll.
All right.
What's your current think?
It is D8.
All right, so let's roll a D8. All right, that's going to be 4 with consequences, a success. You can tell that this seems to be the center brain of the facility. You get a sense of coding on the room, on the different cables, that ultimately these towers are not plugged into each other. They seem, as you look to the edges, they seem all these cables are end up going into the walls. So they're all plugged into the walls. And Pop, you're definitely getting a sense that data is being transferred in and out and being processed in these tunnels. What this is and what each of these individual plugs are, I don't think you can tell with a 4. The consequence is farther down. Because as you're studying this, I don't know whether it's Kai, Lamb, or Jax goes and points as you feel the haptics speeding up. And at the far end of this warehouse, it's got to be 8 foot tall. And it's almost reminiscent of a gorilla. It has huge forearms and smaller hind legs, completely made of metal, the same way that panther nemesis that you were facing is. And it has a very similar head. It's got a very tiny head that ends in kind of that light. And with this one, you realize the connection. You look at the color of the light on this thing's face, and it perfectly matches the ceramic wristband. And this thing, as it starts pacing forward with its forearms, getting closer, your wristband is getting redder, and so is its eye.
With my anti-aging grenade, how far does it take things back?
Wasn't it 3 years? Does that memory sound right?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And
Because it was
based on where I'm at in my investigations, did I see, is there like one of these towers that might be mostly matching the same color as the wristband and this thing?
No, I don't think you pick up, Pop, any type of connection between what you investigated on that particular tower and your wristband and this thing that you quickly realize, even though it's moving slowly, it's not casually walking. You're being stalked.
No, for sure. Cool.
And Craig, I guess, would we recognize this thing? I don't know how to pose this, as like a device. Like how would it? I guess it changes like what I would do.
Walk me through that question a little bit more.
Sure. Is this it's controlled by something?
Or it could be autonomous. I don't think you have a sense of that.
Okay.
The only thing that's interesting, because this is a little bit different than what you faced with this panther nemesis, this gorilla nemesis seems to have some more of a direct connection to your wristbands.
Okay.
And the only way you know that is that as it gets closer, the light on the front of its face is getting redder, and it's perfectly matched and in step with your wristband.
Okay. This is, well, let's spread out so we're not in one big group.
Yeah, I'll take cover behind one of the towers or.
Can I try to
Actually-
climb the tower?
You sure can, Pop. You want to try to climb one of those towers?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you give me a dash roll?
All right. It's a D6.
Ooh, I'm going to give my with that failure. I'm going to add a die, so I'm going to add a D6.
Thanks,
Oh,
Bob.
Cool.
I forgot.
What does this look like, Pop, as you try to start climbing this thing?
Can you give me a little bit more detail? Like, what is this tower shaped like? Like, is it like, how big is it?
Yeah, it's square, and each of the faces is about 5 foot wide. So it's kind of a 5x5 tower that goes up about 25 feet. The material seems to be like a black metal, and there's rows upon rows of these inputs for these cables. And
Yeah, so I'm picturing it as like a super advanced server rack or something.
That's a server rack is probably the best analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he starts like trying to find like any kind of like finger hold and toe hold in between like where each of the rows of plugs go and stuff. But I think as he goes, there's just not enough, and he probably grabs a handful of wires at some point and like probably pulls a whole bunch of wires out of this thing as he's kind of scrambling and breaking his fall on the way down.
Yeah, luckily for you, Pop, you're only about 5 or 6 feet up when this happens. And so we see Pop fall down with a handful of wires in his right hand. And he lands on what turns out to be a pretty soft landing with the way these cables are. A lot easier to fall on cables than it is to fall on concrete. Problem is you see the cables in his hand and you immediately look up to where the cables were, and they're all flashing red. All of these empty sockets are flashing red. You turn to your left, and now this thing is coming right at you. Who wants to roll me a D6? On a 4, 5, or 6, the 4 of you get to act first. On a 1, 2, or 3, my nemesis gets to attack first.
I think we let Pop roll since he pulled out the cables.
All right, Pop, give me a D6.
Someone to blame.
Right.
We all need a scapegoat. All right,
Yeah.
Nice. Well done, Pop. So the 4 of you get a shot at this thing before it gets to you. Who's going first?
All right. I'm going to recall a memory from playing a video game and using my displacer gun. We're going to call it I Got Funky Weapons. And I tried to, as he's running, I try to displace him so his momentum will carry him into one of the towers.
Absolutely love it. So I see that this is going to be the last shot on this displacer gun because it's the core is at a D6 or the cell's at a D6. So let's roll a D6 and see how well we can do here.
When I roll a D12 since I'm doing the memory?
You are doing a D12, correct? So which won't degrade the core or the cell. So you're good.
All right, here we go. Big money, no whammies.
Ooh, very, very nice. So what is it? What comes out of the gun, right? Because what this thing is displacing solid objects, material objects. What's this look like?
I picture it like, you know, in Star Trek when they do the transporter, and it's like this beam of light with the sparkles in it. It shoots out this little cone, grabs him, and just like pops him in as he's running towards us, and then pops him to the next location.
Oh, I like this. I like this. I was thinking more like a tractor beam, like we would see it moving, but you're saying it's a zap, right? So you zap this thing, it's going poof, poof, and you zap it, and all of a sudden it takes a hard right as you've kind of turned it 90 degrees, and it smashes into one of these towers with such force that the top of the tower just falls off and lands on top of it. And we just see it just goes like this, and the tower goes flying through the air, and the cables are snapping that were torn, separated from it. It's going to take a stress damage. Very well done.
All right.
Who's next?
I am gonna put something out there. I'm gonna try it, and you can tell me if I'm
Okay.
if I can't do it. So I have Susan, my trusty ranged weapon. It can unlock or operate devices.
So this is where these questions are coming from.
Yeah. So if you know what, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm gonna take a shot, aiming at this this ape creature thing, and I'm going to see if Susan can perhaps persuade it or change its demeanor.
So let's talk about this, because ultimately Jax doesn't know what the hell this thing does. He just you have a link with each of these cores that you've picked up. You just intuitively know kind of vaguely what they do, but until you use them, you don't know exactly what it does. So can you give me a sense of what Jax thinks is going to happen if he's successfully able to hit this nemesis?
Yeah, I think I think Jax. I think we think that we're gonna make him not our friend, but pacify it.
Interesting.
Kind of turn off its core, not permanently, but for the time being.
All right, Susan has a D8 cell, so let's roll that D8.
Yep. That's 10.
All right, so this is going to be a success with consequences. As this thing goes like this, and we see the top of that tower that it ran into thanks to Lamb just kind of go away, it starts running on fours towards you. Jax, you fire this thing, and it hits. And it's odd because it doesn't like explode or anything. It just seems to connect to it, right? And you're able to stall it out. And it slows down. So I'm going to allow a fifth action. Not just these four, but a fifth action can occur before it gets here. But I'm going to use a D12 once it does get there. So that's the consequence, because it's pissed. You are slowing it down. You're just seeing it mechanically, like its arms and its legs are being slowed by this beam that's plugged in almost to this beast.
Yeah, and I was going to say, just because it's Susan, it's if you've ever been on hold with an automated answering machine, all you can hear is just a please hold, please hold, please hold. It's getting louder and louder because Susan is small, chatty, and despised.
Oh, I love that. We just Jax is holding Susan, just trying to and you're fighting him. You're almost pushing against him as you're going. Kai and Pop, you hop up. Both of you have an action. Then somebody gets a fifth action before I get to use my D12.
Kai needs to slow it down even more. So I will take my Sluice water gun, which sports a peeling label that says Sluice, and application dispenses up to 100 liters of sticky sweet liquid. And my target is to play on the aspect of sticky more and hopefully engulf it in like sticky substance that would probably hold it down or lock its joints or something. So that should be...
What size? I don't see what the size of the cell is. What's the size of the cell?
Yeah, because when I created it, I didn't put the current. Now it should be updated.
Okay. Ooh, it's a D10. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. And you degraded your die, Jax?
Yes, I did. I'm a D6.
Great. Oh, go ahead, Pop.
Is the door? Did we close the door behind us to the B area?
Yes. It's it oddly closed for you.
Okay, good.
Okay. Sluice gun, up we go.
All right, so that's going to allow me to turn my D6 into a D8, which I do appreciate. So whenever there's a failure, I get to either add a D6 or upgrade it. In this case, I'm choosing to upgrade my die. I now have 5 Nemesis die, which is fantastic. So Kai, I think the gun fires. And I think even you hit it, but it doesn't slow it down, and it's because of you. What did you do that made this ineffective?
I was thinking like it fires, but it doesn't just propel it out. It's just like, you know, when you like do the condiment and it does this like this farting sound, and it just drops all over me, and anything I touch is a bit sticky and I can't get out of it, and I'm like basically all over me is this like it's sweet as well. So I'm like a little bit like mango. It's mango.
Mango. All right. Like a sticky mango liquid on there. Pop, you look over to the left and you see Kai really struggling. But he looks tasty. What are you doing?
So I think as I regain my feet, and I see this thing, it's back to charging towards me because
it slowed by Jax, but yeah, charging towards you.
All right, I think it's time to give it a blast with the lightning gun and see what that does to it.
All right, what's the current cell on your lightning gun?
That would be D12.
That is phenomenal. So we'll drop that down to a D10 and let's see what we can do here. Is this thing has been like, you've gotten some work out of these lightning guns.
Mm-hmm. Did it roll? It doesn't want to get rolled.
You might have to, are you showing connected? Oh, yeah, you're going to leave it and coming back. We'll give it a second. Can we talk a little bit about what this gun looks like? So if someone's looking at you holding this lightning gun, what does it look like?
Let me just make sure that I remind myself what the case looks like. So, yeah, I think it kind of looks like a little bit like an industrial version of like a super soaker, but it's all metal. Right. It's not like the tubes and stuff, but instead of being water, it's all like electrical components or, you know, to feed wires and stuff. And but it doesn't. So it kind of looks like a comic book version of a gun versus like a real gun. But it does have some heft to it.
All right. I am not showing you back in the VTT. Are you back in?
It's being slow.
All right. How do you feel about me rolling that D12 for you?
Go ahead. I am an idiot. Go ahead and do it.
All right. Well, I'm your friend. You just rolled a 12.
Nice.
That was my secret.
Yeah, so the GM always has a good algorithm, you know.
Yes. So let me tell you what is going to happen. What the effect of this is going to be. You can tell me how it happens. You're going to do 2 stress damage to this thing, and you guys are now going to have 2 more actions before it gets to you instead of 1 more action before it gets to you. So it loses 2 stress. What does this look like that slows it down and hurts it?
So what I'm picturing is it's this blast like a lightning ball, maybe. And when it hits him, it kind of explodes in that local area. And I think it is high voltage enough that it melts all of the wires and stuff around where he's standing and like tangles him up in them.
Absolutely love that. Yeah, like it fuses some of the wire bundles to its legs, and now it's like trying to snap free of them as it's getting forward. And as all of this has been happening, like it was super focused on you, Pop, which these nemesis seem to always do. But after what Jax did, after what Lamb did, it looked right at you, Lamb, and started lobbing towards you. But Pop, when you hit this thing the way you did, and never paid any attention to Kai. When you hit this thing hard, it is now lobbing towards you. So if I'm Jax, did you get a chance to go? You did get a chance to go. Yeah, you're slowing it down with Susan, right? You guys have 2 more actions. Decide which of the 2 of you are going to take them before I get to use my D12.
So is it lumbering now more than
so Jax is keeping this thing connected. Susan is connected. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. Right? Is coming from the speaker inside of this device. Pop was able to slow it down as the wires are just, tangled up and it's struggling to get there, but it's going to get here.
I'll take my last shot, if no one minds, with my displacer gun, and kind of give it a little lift so it drops down under its own weight.
Love it.
And this will be my last shot.
D6. All right, this is your D6, right?
Yeah. Okay, big money, big money.
Speaking of D6, I'm going to pick up one from that fail.
I guess we don't add any bonuses from shoot or anything like that?
No. No, okay. You just straight up use the device.
Right.
So, Lamb, what failed here?
I think I just got, in trying to save Pops from getting run through. Run over. Sorry. I got excited and just missed.
And behind it, you ended up hitting one of these towers, and we see the tower for a split second vanish and then appear like 15 feet above and just crash down where it was before. And just it echoes throughout this warehouse. All right, one last action before this thing gets to pop.
All right, don't have that anymore.
Who takes it? Can't hear you, Pop.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess maybe since it's coming at me, I'm the last chance to stop it.
All right.
I think what you see is he blasted it, and then it kind of redoubled its intensity at him, and he sees it didn't kill it and didn't stop it. And as it's getting closer, he puts that device away and pulls out his plasma blade because he doesn't want to end up getting shot. He doesn't want to be in the crossfire or in his own blast radius. So he's going to try to take it out with the plasma blade.
What's the shape of the plasma blade? Is it like a knife, or is it I'm thinking katana style? Because
it's it's the handle kind of looks more like a katana, but it's only maybe 10 or 12 inches long. And the blade kind of looks like a glowing, I think we said that it's like it creates a magnetic bottle to hold the plasma in.
That's awesome.
So that's what it looks like. And I think he pulls it out and just kind of last ditch, save your life energy with no real skill or anything, just tries to hit this thing while trying to get away from it, that kind of thing.
And your salvage, as we've been going through this facility, has been ace because you have a D12 cell in this thing as well. So let's roll that D12.
Yeah. Hopefully it works this time for me. I mean, I'll take your 12s all the time.
I'm sure.
You have to pretend that VTT crashed again.
Yeah, exactly.
Suspense.
Did I just click on the die?
Yep. If you click on the D12, oh, here it is. All right, we do a 4. So I'm going to do this as it's going to cause 1 stress. You tell me what it looks like.
Okay. The action causes stress.
Correct. Yep. So not to you, to the nemesis.
When it gets causes.
Yep. So you're going to do damage to it.
Okay. Yeah. So I think he kind of pulls out the blade and kind of tries to tumble to the side while like swinging at its knee, and maybe even chops a chunk off. Probably not the whole leg, but maybe just a piece of the armor falls off or something, and he's trying to like also get himself out of this charging path. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, the consequences, I'm going to use my D12 and a D6. So let's start off with the D12. It is not happy with you. So what's happening here is you see that I've been getting these dice in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, and I've got a table of actions that the nemesis can take. And the higher I roll, the worse the action is. So as my dice are upgraded, my potential of doing more and more damage goes. But I can only access the actions on this table if I have dice. All right. So as you get close, you cut at this thing, and you notice in its chest, it's got like this metal grinder system, like you would use to dispose of metal, where these teeth are moving inside of it like this. And you can just imagine feeding a piece of metal into its chest, and it would just crush it and absorb that metal into its chest. Or your hand. You could imagine your hand going into it and it doing the exact same thing. But it's loud. And as it's on top of you, it stands up, and you can tell it's roar, but the roar comes from the clanking of this chest grinder on it. I need all 4 of you to take 1 stress, as it's like it hurts your ears to hear this thing go as it goes.
Okay.
So everybody gains 1 stress. I am now going to use this D6 for its second action. Still on Pop. Pop that gives me the same result. So it continues to the point where all 4 of you drop to your knees in pain as you heal this. All 4 of you take a second stress for me.
Oh, Lord.
All right, let's do a quick check-in here. You guys did a good bit of damage to this thing, but it's doing some damage to you. I've got both Lamb, Kai, and Jax all at stress 3. At stress 4, things get very, very dangerous. Pop, you're at stress 2. Who's going first?
Okay.
I'm close.
I was going to say,
stress. Does that make sense?
yeah, I was going to say it might make most sense for Pop.
So I'm going to. So you said it's like standing up over me, like doing this display of power.
Yes, it is. It wants you to know how dangerous it is and how much what it's about to do is gonna hurt, and that this grinder on its chest, the amplification of that sound, the roar that came from its chest, is just a preview.
So I'm gonna, I think, here's my idea. I'm gonna take that plasma blade. I'm gonna throw it directly into the chest, into the grinder.
All right.
And I'm gonna use a memory that occurs to me, and it's basically just like some little British pub somewhere, and he's standing there at the dartboard, just hitting bullseye after bullseye, and then he goes and like collects some money from somebody, so he's like hustling somebody at darts.
Awesome. Let's write down that memory. I love it. A pub dart throw. That's really cool. That's going to allow you to use a D12 for this instead of using your cell on your plasma blade. This could be it.
We can hope.
All right. That is a pure success. We're picking up some background noise from you, Troy. Is there a TV or something in the background?
Yeah, hold on.
All right. Pop, this is going to take it out, and I want you to describe what happens.
Hey, Mom, can you turn on the TV just a little bit? Can you turn on the TV just a little bit?
All right, Pop. Oh, we can't hear you, boss.
I was perfectly willing to lose my weapon in this, so if that's part of the deal, I'm fine with it.
No, that's a pure success, so you can keep the weapon.
So I think maybe what happens is it lands like blade first. This ignited plasma blade lands directly in between these teeth and just like melts it as it is being pulled in, and it just goes into whatever the most like delicate things that are running it are, and just kind of like whatever its heart is burned out by the plasma blade, and then I think it I'm able to like go and like pull it out and turn it off.
Maybe it melts through, so you can safely get it on the other side,
Right.
just like it was shoved in fast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And we see, the thing was, its arms were up like a gorilla, and just grinding for the, and you jam that blade in there, and we just see, like, you can tell as it disassembles internally, right? So its arms no longer are held up, and they kind of break, and just the entire metal body just falls backwards as you retrieve the blade.
And we immediately check our wristbands, right?
Immediately white, and just maybe every 10 seconds you get a little haptic jiggle to your wrist.
The safe jiggle, I would say, that we had before.
Yep. You're definitely figuring out that the whiter the color, the less red the wristband is, and the more time between these haptic vibrations are telling you that, you are not as close to a nemesis as you would like. What's key here, though, is it hasn't stopped. Just like after you killed the first nemesis, the Panther nemesis.
Could we take a breather here? Would it be and I would say I would go through the Mecha Gorilla to see if there's something that we could use.
Oh, I like that. All right, so we're going to take a breath. That resets all of your skill dice back up to their originals, so they no longer degrade. The other thing that happens, I'm just trying to make sure I've got this right. Where's my take a breath? Catch your breath. Catch your breath. Who is feedbacking to me? Hello?
It's me. Hold on. I just lost my internet.
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
All right, cool. So what happens when you guys take a breath? Reset all of your skills to their original rating. Players may call for a moment to catch the breath. All right, finally, the GM increases all Nemesis threat die by one size or adds a new die. Holy cow.
I hope you forgot.
Right. I am going to change both of those D8s into D10s.
Sorry about that.
How much
You're all good.
Yeah.
One.
What's that, Pop?
How much stress do we clear?
You clear one stress.
One.
Yeah, because you're laying low. So you can catch your breath and reset all your die even in the middle of combat, right? But what's key here is that you have no threats that are imminent right now, so you can also lay low, which allows you to reduce your stress by one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd like to salvage as well. Maybe not.
All right, let's do some salvaging here. All right, so we'll start with Kai. You were the first one to get to this gorilla, so let's see what you find. You're going to find yourself a melee case, so I go ahead and add that to your inventory. Pop, as you were looking around, you find the same. Maybe it was you had two melee cases attached to kind of the belt area of this beast. Lamb. You find yourself a D8 cell inside, just below where that grinder is. You pop open a hatch and you see it had a D8 cell inside of it. So Lamb, go ahead and add a D8 cell to your inventory. Jax, you find a core. This core is a thick stack of card-like sheaves. Instantly assemble a variably detailed 1 to 87 scale model of a zone, complete with a nemesis and subject figures in their current locations. It's a cell that creates a little model
Okay.
of the current situation. That's amazing.
Understood.
Oh my god!
Cool.
All right, Craig. I have an ejector case, ejector core, an injection case, and a D8 cell. Can you remind me what the injection core and case do, please?
Well, the case means that this is something that you're going to have to think of it like a medical application, right? Where you're going to have to stab it into something and inject it.
Okay.
I don't remember what that core did. Did we not write it down?
No, I did not write it down.
All right, let's see if we can't find it in the history here real quick. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and make it this one. I don't remember what it is, but this is I don't think this was it, but it might be a duplicate of what somebody else has. This core contains a small. Actually, you know what we can do? Let's just re-roll on the core die. Hold on one second.
All right.
There it is. This emits a gentle blue light, accelerates the biological process of its target, healing in seconds what would normally take weeks.
Okay.
Oh, you got a little injector.
Medical core.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we lost Troy on the stream, by the way.
I can see him.
Yeah, my power.
I mean, on the Twitch. Oh, okay. If you can see him.
Yeah, that's
It's
weird.
strange that I don't see one person only.
Let me see if I can figure it out. All right, what are we doing?
Does everybody have full weapons? Like, should we combine some stuff to make sure everybody's...
Yeah, we can maybe...
I've got a couple of cases in a cell. Yeah.
I have all kinds of cases, that's it, and I have my sluice gun that I will show with still wet pants, I guess, from the usage of the mango gun that I did previously.
Yeah, I'm good. I just put together this medical device here.
Yeah, and I look and I'm shaking Susan because it's still, please hold, please, and I shake it and I just kind of stuff it behind me, irritated, but I'm good.
Now, one thing to remember is that once you use the D6 cell, you lose the entire device.
Mm-hmm.
But before then, you can swap things out. So if there's cells if you have cells that you want to upgrade or recombine anything, until you use that D6 on it, it is still functional and you can take things apart.
Well, if someone has a D6, I'll trade on my D8 off my grenade. This way you'll have at least 2 uses, because once I throw the grenade, it's pretty much done.
I've got a D8 that's been degraded to a D6.
Give me that, and I'll give you this D8.
Beautiful. Let's turn that D8 into a D6 and that D6 into a D8. Any other crafting that's going to be happening?
I think so.
That doesn't sound like enough for now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we try to search in the direction where the gorilla came from, probably. Try to see if we find Dora.
Oh, one thing I wanted to say is in the aftermath of this, after having seen like when I fell and I pulled out those wires, it started flashing red. But there's been all these other things being destroyed in this room. Are we seeing similar behavior at these other towers that you were?
Yes, you are. So whenever it appears that if any of these wires get unplugged from these towers, the lights just start flashing red. What effect beyond that? You have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory, guys.
Yeah, let's find a door and keep moving here.
What theory? Like, what you're thinking about?
I think each of these towers may be connected to a different one of the rooms in them, and are going to go.
I wish we had a map that could show us, like, if you could correlate, these towers to the locations we were, for example, or.
Sure. But I'm even thinking, is any of these rooms being hooked up good for us?
But if we wreck, what if we take out something like life support or or things like that?
Maybe there's big life support happening here, but it seems like normal air to me. I don't know. They're trying to kill us either way.
Right, exactly. So, but if the breathable atmosphere is gone, then we'll just be killing ourselves.
Yeah,
But maybe if we try to be on the edge to the next tower or room or what you call it, and we would need to identify which of the, we might as well call it server racks, correlates to this room. And if we like unplug everything, if something goes wrong, like we lose air, we just jump straight to the next room. This will take us, I don't know, I think 2 sprints or something.
We're gonna just start unplugging things.
It's just a thought. I'm not doing it without everybody on board.
Yeah, I would at least make sure that the next door can be opened and we could scram in case anything goes wrong.
And Kai, as you're doing that, you guys are exploring this area, right? And there's about 30 towers in total inside of this room. And like I said, they climb up they're about 25 foot tall. The ceiling is about 30 feet. So there's about 5 feet between the top of the tower and the ceiling. And the reason that's important is you're seeing no doors on any of these walls. All you're seeing is these wires that are running under your feet and running off of these towers are plugged into just an array of plugs in the walls themselves. What you do see, though, is a hatch on the ceiling.
Oh,
Do we have to climb the tower, or is there a ladder?
No ladder. We can't hear you, Derek.
How high is the ceiling?
So the ceiling is about 5 feet from the top of the tower to the ceiling. So the towers are about 25 foot tall, about 2.5 stories tall, and the ceiling is 3 stories tall.
anyone has any kind of climbing equipment? Or I have an idea. We could like stay on top of the tower? We don't see there, I guess. We would have to climb it to see. Okay, what I'm thinking we could do to get to the hedge, we need to cross basically 5 feet from the top of the tower to the ceiling, right? So
and conveniently, one tower is right below that hatch.
But I cannot reach it, but with just my hands, right? Or
No, it's only 5 foot. Yeah, you're
Climb
tall
up the
enough.
tower. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to climb up the tower.
If we can get up the tower, then we can reach it.
I'm thinking like seeing Pop like trying to climb the tower before. I think we should try to make some mechanism not to put everybody in danger. So I'm thinking I could climb there and try to bring like a tangle of wires with me that we could use like as some harness or climbing equipment.
What I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I like that idea. And Kai, as you look up at this hatch that's in the ceiling, there's a large green light next to the mechanism that obviously opens it. So you can tell that you would have to pull down on a lever in order to open this thing. And right next to it is this glowing green light.
Okay, so I'm okay to climb it and prepare the ropes to throw for the rest of the group.
You have no trouble finding cables that have already been unplugged with all of the chaos that happened with our Nemesis battle. So Kai, you're able to kind of maybe tie it around your waist, a big bundle of these wires, and we just see Kai just trying to do much better than Pop and climb up one of these server towers. So let's do a dash. What is your current dash, Kai?
D8.
Very nice.
It's D8.
Do you remember climbing? Everybody has a new memory slot.
I'm thinking we just freshly waited. I will be greedy. I will try to save the memory for the next
Great.
important thing. So I'm rolling D8. Oof.
That is a pure success with a 5. Your D8, your grade's down to a D6. You negotiate your way up there, Kai. There's a couple times where you could tell how easy it was that Pop made the mistake because you reach over, not looking, and you realize, oh Jesus, I'm grabbing a thing of wires, not a.
Before fully committing, I just grab it maybe and find different handle.
So you get up to the top of this tower, and you now have a bundle of cables that are running down that the other 3 can climb up with, and they will not have to do a dash roll.
All right, who's going to pull the lever?
So the 3 of you climb
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I'm climbing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So just like gym class, hand over hand, you just climb up 2.5 stories, get to the top. And, this is a 5x5 tower. So it's a little, it'd be nicer if there's more room with the 4 of you up here. But who's going to grab the latch to the hatch?
Kai might as well grab the latch because I was there, had nothing to do. So I basically waited for everybody to get near to me, and I will pull it once everybody is ready.
You pull it, and it's tough because it swings down onto the top of the tower. So there's a lot of negotiating going on. Like you're trying to figure out how do we stay on top of what now feels like a golf tee. That doesn't feel very big, but it comes down, and the face on the inside of this hatch, as it's now 90 degrees to the ceiling, has a ladder that you can see now climbs up. But what's odd is up above it is another hatch. It's about 5 foot, 10 foot from where you are. So it looks like you have to climb up to that second hatch, and that second hatch has a red light next to its latch.
Oh, I bet it's one of those, transition chamber where you need to close behind you.
Like an airlock?
Yeah, like an airlock. However, I would try it out first before everybody gets closed in that, 10 feet area is like from below here. So it's 5 feet between the 2 hatches, right?
Correct.
So it would probably fit one next to people. Anyhow.
So you climb up that ladder, you grab the bottom of the latch to make it the floor, and you close that. As it closes from where the 3 of you are on top of this tower, the light was off and it immediately turns green.
Right.
Kai, this is a tight space. There's some ambient light, but it's pretty dark, and the ambient light is coming from that red light.
I will try to shout, can you hear me? Like if they can hear me through the hatch. Nothing goes through. I will try to climb to the other hatch then.
You don't have to climb. You can't even stand up inside of this airlock. As soon as you grab that handle, the light turns green. What everybody below you sees is the light turn red. And as you pull it, it turns green, and immediately you hear a tss, and you didn't even notice, like pin-sized valves that are all around it, and just blowing this scented air, and it smells floral, and essentially the air changes until you're finally able to pull this latch and push up the ceiling into this next room, and what you see above you is the sky. The bluest sky you've ever seen.
I will first try to close the hatch, or I will close the hatch once I climb through, if that's possible.
It is. So you're going to go climb up and then close it behind you.
Yeah.
And your light turns green at the top of the tower. And I'll come back to you, Kai, and talk about what you see.
So we saw him close the thing behind him.
All you saw was him close it, the light turn red, and all of a sudden, it changes to a green light, the way it was. Correct.
Okay.
Well, I guess there's...
who's next?
Present.
Yeah.
I'll
go ahead. I'll go last.
I'll jump. Reach up, pull the hatch down, get in.
It's a little bit easier this time because there's only 3 of us and we've done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one at a time, you guys are doing that, and you're emerging, and you're smelling that floral scent as the air seems to change inside of this airlock before you're able to pop the ceiling above you and to join Kai. As that's happening, Kai, you're the first one to see this room. You look up, and it, like I said, just this gorgeous blue sky. The smell in this room is like almost like a perfume, and you immediately can recognize why, because the entire floor just off of the platform that you got on appears to be like a lake. And it's this large round room with water that is this beautiful crystal blue and so clear that you can see that it's about 30 feet deep below you. And there's lily pads floating on the water and these beautiful pink lotus growing on each of the lily pads. You can tell that that's what the smell is. Unfortunately, as you look up and you see this beautiful blue sky, as you go down, you realize this is actually a dome, and there's a panel that's glitching. Blue, black, and you realize that that's not really the sky. That is some sort of LEDs or some sort of screen that's making it feel like you're outside, but you're still very much inside. As the other three, one at a time, now join you.
That's something nice for a change.
Crazy.
We could see like to the edges of the dome. So there's a huge lake. We're, I guess, on a piece of land where the hatch is. And we can see edges of the dome. Like, is there anything, basically a door or some obvious way that we could go forward?
So I want to talk about a couple things. One is the illusion is almost perfect. And if it wasn't for that glitching panel, you would be convinced that you were looking at almost an endless lake, because where that panel is touching the edge of the water, you can see the other panels are extending the lake beyond it. So it gives this feeling, if you don't look at that glitching panel, this feeling that you are in outside in this endless lake in front of you, and a beautiful blue sky above, but that illusion is ruined by that one LED screen. The lake is very deep. You are looking for some sort of exit, some sort of door, and you get nothing. And I think it was you, Kai, that said, this is a nice change. It's a really nice change. In fact, when your ceramic wristband starts to speed up a little bit and turn like a very, very, very light pink, for whatever reason, the four of you don't even care. This is so nice in here.
Do we even feel the air is like outside, like a little breeze maybe by the lake, or is it like more?
It's not moving at all, no, Kai, but God, that smells so good. Those lotuses smell so good.
Greg, I like to recall a memory.
Uh-oh.
To use think skill.
What do we want to accomplish? Then we'll talk about the memory.
I'm going to call it, this is just another Saturday night, and realize that we're being drugged.
I don't need a roll or a memory for that.
Okay.
The fact that you're getting this haptic feeling, like that, okay, we've taken out two of these robot animal things, and it's not over because it's starting again. And you're just like, well, okay, this is God, how pretty this is. And then Lamb, I think maybe you're the first one that just goes, wait a second. I think we're high. and like Jax has this uncontrollable need to like touch Kai's suit and feel how smooth it is.
Oh shit! And sticky. It's still sticky.
It's still sticky, right? Oh yeah. Little mango goo.
So I
You're
reached
on
down.
mute, Cody, I think.
I reached down into the water and started splashing my face and then splashing the water on my team. Like, hey.
And the water is surprisingly cold, Lamb. I mean, this idyllic feeling that you're having, you expect it to be like bath water, but it's got a bit of a chill to it. And you splash your face and it doesn't last long, but but that euphoric feeling drops enough to realize, oh, we're in danger and we can't just stand here. But and you splash it on the others, but it comes back pretty quick.
Oh, this whole place is fucking
And we
opium house.
Yeah.
we gotta
So
move.
So you said it like we're being drunk out loud, but you didn't roll for the think roll, right?
You didn't need to. You don't need a think roll here. It was very obvious to all four of you that
Right. As soon as he says it, we're all like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
Yeah, you're moving your hands, and it's kind of doubling your vision a little bit. And,
we do the
It's
like two hands touching.
Exactly.
And maybe when Kai sees Lamb, like that, he comes to for a bit after the splashing of water, and then he's delirious again. I will try to find, like, I don't know, try to think to find some kind of filter or something that we could use to basically look around this place without being completely drugged. And I'm thinking.
And I'm imagining you getting on your knees, Kai, and just splashing water and trying to get a sense of what's happening before you start going, oh, again, right? So, yeah, let's do give me a think roll, and let's see what you can't figure out here.
I will go for a memory now.
Ooh.
And I was thinking it's a memory that maybe there is a fire around me, like I'm in a building that is on fire. I need to get out, something like that. And I'm starting to feel, basically when you are in fire, it's the fumes that take you out first before you get burned, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I need to splash water on make some damp cloth and put it all over my face to do improvised filter of some kind. So this would be a memory. Oh, okay, I can probably well, we'll see where the roll takes us, but it would be like some kind of filtering improvised device.
Yeah, so let's call it escape the fire. That's a great memory, and you're going to roll a D12 on this think roll.
So escape fire. There's which one is D12? This one.
Very nice. You're going to pick up on two things, Kai, in this moment of clarity, while Pop, Jax, and Lamb are admiring how soft each other's hair is. You notice two things. You notice some sort of hatch at the very center bottom of this lake, underwater, and it has a red light. But you also say to yourself, this glitching panel tells you that the wall is made of pieces, right? It's not one solid screen, that it's a series of panels that are connected to each other. And the thought is, maybe we couldn't tear down the entire dome that's over us, but maybe if we could get one of those panels loose, it might give us a way out of here. So you get both of those popping through your heads.
Maybe in real, I have like piece of cloth like over my mouth, and it helped me to figure this out. But maybe it's not fully protecting me against everything. Okay, we should try to go to the panel and try to look behind it if there's some maintenance hatch or some part of it. They are surely they need to do some repairs, replacements of the screens. So let's swim there.
Can I clarify as a player? There wasn't another way out of the server room, right? No.
No, that was the only exit in the server room.
There wasn't one at the far end. Okay.
There was not. I think that, and that was the initial shock that the four of you had. You were so used to going from one end of this liminal space to the next one, and when you looked at all of these server walls, all you saw were just everything being plugged in.
Okay.
But luckily, Kai looked up and saw the hatch.
Okay, so going back is not an option. So okay.
Yeah.
Did you say that the lake is pretty deep?
Yeah, it's a good 30 feet deep.
Just
Which, here's the other thing I'll tell you. That doesn't make any sense. Because you just came from a 5-foot thick ceiling.
And it's not far enough away from the hatch that it was.
No.
It wouldn't have been directly over the room we were.
Correct.
And I would think, like, being drugged, we would be completely fine with this.
Oh yeah, we didn't. We'll figure it out later.
That's
We'll
pretty
figure it
neat.
out.
Okay.
That was a crazy lake, man.
I'm feeling
It's
good. I'm feeling like
crazy.
Mark Spitz right now. You know?
So it sounds like the four of you are going to kind of slide into the lake and swim over to this malfunctioning.
As we are descending to the lake, you said it's like super clear, right? So we could like see if anything, like, I don't know, mechanical crocodile or something would be there.
Yes. It would be easy to see something approaching you inside of this lake. The only thing that makes it a little tough is the lily pads and these beautiful lotus flowers. You know, they obscure some of what you can see being on the surface.
Are the lotus pads big enough that we can walk across?
No. They're maybe like the size of a dinner plate.
Okay, all right.
And so do we all now see that hatch in the bottom of the lake?
Assuming Kai points it out to you,
I would
yes.
share it. Yeah, I would share it that there is also a hatch in the bottom.
All right. Well,
with the red light, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, let's go take a swim. Yeah, skinny dipping.
Close
Yeah.
the hatch.
Skinny dipping.
Did the last person close the hatch we came through?
I don't know. If you
I'll
look
make
back,
sure
is
that
it closed? Okay, so it closes.
Okay.
And
And now is the
you-
light still red on the other hatch?
At the hatch at the very bottom of this lake is still red.
I would assume like opening a hatch on the bottom of a lake is like a plug that would wash everything out.
Yeah.
So I presume that this place would need some way to dispose of the water, so we could use the hatch. So maybe that would be the reason why it is red. So maybe if we get to the panel, we see behind it, maybe we could get to some controls that could do anything about this. I would investigate there.
So the three of you kind of slowly swim in this extremely cold water, which is wonderfully sobering. So the effects of this lotus perfume is not nearly as powerful, that you're freezing inside of, as you swim. And you're negotiating through these lily pads towards that malfunctioning panel on this digital dome. As you come by these flowers, you see these like tiny swarms of bugs that seem to be going into the lotus and then coming out. And all you can see is the cloud of these things. They're so small that you don't see the individual insects. And they seem to be just going from lotus flower to lotus flower. And there's about 20 or 30 of these little swarms as you go, and they have no interest in you. You get to the panel. When you get to the water's edge, it's really disconcerting because except for this panel, it looks like you could keep swimming. But this is the end of this dome and the end of this lake, right? Because these digital panels extend down to the edges underwater as well to make this effect complete. Kai, when you get there first, you realize that you can just barely find a seam between these panels now that you're so close up, a seam that's invisible when you're far away.
So I will just try to wiggle it or maybe to push it in if I can make a bigger place to hold it and pry it open.
And it's a little tough because you have no leverage, right? You're swimming here and you kind of put your fingers and you just realize that, there's a seam here, but I'm like, I can barely fit my fingernails in there. There's no way I can get my fingers into that seam.
I don't suppose anybody has a crowbar, right?
No.
You know what I'm thinking? I will continue. Okay, I will try to use my Sloy's condiment gun that is sticky. And I'm thinking to use it for opening, prying one open. And if I succeed, I will describe how it goes.
Interesting. So you're going to fire the gun, or you're going to try to use like a metal edge of the gun as a crowbar?
I was thinking like using the sluice to basically burst what's in the gun to like suck it on the panel, and then with the body of the gun try to pry it open to get the leverage. Maybe like put my feet on the panels below the water and just try to like.
So instead of having this flat surface that you can't grip onto, you're going to splash this stickiness to it and then use that goop to hopefully be able to pop this panel out. I absolutely love it. Let's fire that gun and reduce the cell by 1.
So that's D8 still, and reduce it to D6.
It works perfectly. You fire this gun and it just this goo just covers the bottom part of that glitching panel. And Kai, you get up close to it and you get your hands into it. What flavor is it?
Mango.
A mango again. Wow, 2 in a row.
Still mango. Yeah, it's 100 liters of mango flavor.
You're able to kind of like dig your fingers into the thick goo and put your legs as leverage and just pop. And this panel flies over your head and just lands on the lake and starts floating away. And you see 2 things. You see what instinctively you know is some sort of access tunnel. It extends beyond the dome, far down thing, but it's an access tunnel because it's not comfortable, right? It's just too narrow, too short. We could definitely, side by side crab walk one at a time through this.
I'm picturing like cables and pipes and stuff running along the ceilings and
100%. You don't see where it goes to, but it extends way beyond the edge of this dome. You also see a very simple analog lever. And at the top of it, it has a kind of a pictograph of water. And at the bottom of it, it has an empty square. It's currently pointed to the blue icon.
And the maintenance edge like continues, or it's just there's this lever and that's
you definitely get a sense that it continues on. Okay. So this is potentially an exit, but you've also got this lever as well.
Are our bracelets still buzzing?
Yes. Yep. And a couple things just to make the descriptions here clear, right? So if this lever does what we think it does, which is potentially drain this lake, if you do that, you're going to lose access to this access tunnel because you're going to go drain down the lake. The only reason you're able to get to this thing is because it's right there.
I guess unless somebody stays there while it drains, and they would not be able to easily get down to the hedge, probably.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe we go through this maintenance tunnel, because if you already went up to get into this room, why would we go down?
Yeah, maybe, or somebody scouts it first. I'm not it, because I went here first, so now it's somebody else. I really hate going through hedges if I don't have to, especially. So if somebody scouts it a little bit to see where that goes, or if it's just never-ending tunnel that we crab walk for next 2 hours through to get through.
I'll go. I'm with Lamb. I think not following the preset path is probably better for us.
So Pop, you're able to kind of negotiate your body into this access tunnel and like sliding sideways and negotiating through these wires and pipes. You go deep. For Lamb, Jackson, Kai, you just lose Pop as he goes. You just can't see him as he goes far enough because it just diminishes away, and there's just so much that pipes and things he has to negotiate through. Pop, you get to the end of this thing, and it felt like 100 yards travel, and it took a while.
Right, inching along the whole way.
Yes. But you get to what the inside of the other panel looked like when it got ripped off by Kai. The same sort of like black plastic.
Oh, like an extension.
It's a dead end, but you can tell that this is likely a panel that maybe you could push.
Yeah. No thought at all. He's just gonna try to shoulder it open.
And it pops, and it's the same size as the panel that had the LED screen, but it lands on the floor, which is maybe 2 foot below where this panel is. So you're up above a little bit. And this room has long rows of stacked cages. And each of these cages are a little bit different. They're all cages, but some of them are metal, some of them are wood, some of them look like this futuristic plastic. But they're all, some of them are, cross hatch, some of them are vertical hatch, some of them just have vertical bars, some of them have just horizontal bars. But on the one row you can see, and there's several rows of them to your right and to your left as you look, every one of the doors has been ripped off. So every one of these cages are empty. And on the floor in front of this row of cages that are stacked like 6 or 7 cages high is just all the different doors. And they're all mangled. So none of these cages have doors.
Just got ripped off.
Yeah.
And they're just laying there in front of each cage. And
Yep.
I'm going to do some quick mental math as he surveys it and try to guess how many cages there were.
It probably like 120, 130 separate cages between the length of each of these rows, the number of rows, and the way that they're stacked.
And, but otherwise the room seems empty. I'm going to look at my bracelet.
Yeah, it's getting worse. So it's turning more of an orange color. The haptic is definitely speeding up.
But it's not as bad as it has been at times in the past.
Correct.
Okay. He's gonna slowly let himself into the room and try to get a good look around. Notably, he wants to look to see if these cages held the things that are hunting us. He wants to see if one seems like it could have fit with the cat and one with the gorilla.
Yeah. There are varying sizes. There's definitely some cages that could have hold these metal nemesis that you've gone across, but each one of these cages has a little placard on them. And you go to the first ones and it's a picture of a creature you've never seen before, but one that would fit in this cage, and a language on the right-hand side of it, almost like you're at a zoo. And each one of them are these different biological animals. And some of them you feel familiar to you, like maybe I've seen one of those before, but some of these look completely foreign to you.
Right. And you're saying it is like the zoo, like it's almost like a drawing of the animal.
No, it's an actual picture of an animal. Yeah, like a photograph of the animal. And even though you can't read the text, it has kind of like a headline and then like a description below it. And even though you can't read it and you don't understand it, it's just this feeling like this is a little information card of what was in this cage.
Okay.
And it either busted out or was let out.
So he's gonna kind of try to see as many of these as he can quickly before he goes back through. I don't know what kind of, if there's a role for that or whatever, but
nope. We'll let you do that. We're going to cut to Kai, Jackson, Lamb. What are you three doing as Pop has disappeared?
Taking way too long. I screamed down the pipe. Pop!
And
Pop!
Maybe
very
bang on the
lightly.
side if you could hear,
Yeah,
like,
and you
ding,
can hear
ding,
a pop, but it's real faint.
So I go back to the hole where the panel came out, and I scream back down. I'm okay. Found something interesting. Just looking for intel, and then I'll be back.
The water's really cold.
Come on up.
All right, I'll
I'm
should
thinking
be my
maybe
way in.
as this is also happening, basically it's waiting game for Pop. I'm like on the edge where we are. If I can find something useful, like maybe something behind the panels. And
Yeah, you guys.
to-
I'll let the three of you salvage. We can definitely do some salvage here. So as you're kind of looking at, and what we can do is like maybe have like dead end maintenance tunnels that are going in different directions, right? So you guys can kind of explore this immediate area. Lamb, you find another single use area effect case. So another grenade that you just need to load up. Jax, you find a D10 cell. Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then Kai, you pick up the same. You pick up a D10 cell. Pop, let's figure out what you found on your way in this maintenance tunnel. As you were working your way through, you ended up coming across a single-use area effect case as well.
Okay.
So you can add all of those to your inventory.
I will maybe meanwhile swap the cells. I will take out the D6 and I will put in the new D10. Was it D10?
Yep.
D10 cell, yeah.
I'm going to do that as well with Susan.
So while Pop is exploring this cage room, the three of you kind of salvage around, find a couple cases and find some D10 cells. What do we do now?
I'm going to crawl through the tunnel.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, I don't.
We follow
Like this
Bob
cold.
then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So eventually all four of you are now in this room. We're going to take a 10-minute break and find out what the hell is going on in this zoo. So the four of you are standing in this empty zoo. We haven't explored deep. Pop, you just checked and, looking for, which was, I think, very logical. Is like, are these mechanical beasts coming from this place? It doesn't appear to be the case. Now, one question I would have is, you were able to find on placards something that was shaped like that panther beast that was chasing you. And you find another one that's shaped like that gorilla beast. So I wonder if whatever is responsible for this maybe patterned them.
Right, they used it as a experiment, or
Yeah.
Do we see doors in and out, or like into this room easily, like readily?
Yeah, you start exploring. Your wrist is buzzing a little bit more. It's getting redder. I think giving you a sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to sort of dilly-dally and explore anymore and read, look at each of these placards. And from a distance, you do find a door. But it seems to be covered by these 10-legged spiders. And what's odd is you can tell that they're organic.
How big are they, Craig?
You had to ask. You knew that somebody's
the size of a dog.
It
Are
was
they dogs?
like,
Not Chihuahua size. They're like Labrador size.
Yeah, they're like the size of a serving size, right? So,
They're dog sized.
yeah. So, but they are
They're terrier sized.
abnormally large spiders. What's odd is that they're stuck to the door that you find and the framing on the door, but they don't move.
So the door, does the door, I mean, insofar as anything has been standardized so far, does it look like the same sorts of doors we've been traversing?
Yeah.
Because what he's really trying to figure out is, in his mind, he thinks that maybe this service corridor has allowed them to like shortcut the labyrinth to see if this was a room that was eventually going to be encountered anyway. And if so, then there should be two doors here, one in and one out.
You only find one.
So then that leads him to the conclusion that we're behind the scenes now. We're inside where
oh,
These spiders, we can tell that you said they're not moving, but we could tell that they're at least sentient. You said they're organic. They seem to be organic.
They definitely look organic. They're black. They've got like big, almost tarantula, hairy bodies to them. 10 legs, and they don't look dead, but they don't look alive either. They look still.
don't poke them, please. Don't.
And they're kind of layered across this door.
is there like a web or something?
So we couldn't.
Not a web, a web of spiders, but no actual webbing.
We couldn't avoid them. That's what you're saying. If we want to go through, right?
There's no way to negotiate to the door without. There's not room between these spiders, the legs of these spiders. And the legs are long. The legs are 3 or 4 foot long.
So who's next?
That's
I think it's between Lamb and Chex.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That would be only fair.
I'm gonna aim. I'm looking at these spiders. I'm gonna take Susan out. And I'm gonna shoot Susan at the door, wherever the handle is. If I can reach, I'm gonna try and hook Susan to that door handle.
I like it. What cell does Susan have right now?
It's going to be a D10, so going down to a D8.
Beautiful.
Come on, Susan. Yay, Susan.
Yeah, we'll see what she says.
MVP Susan. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well done, Susan. So you immediately connect to this door. And I don't know if it's the handles that you're holding on to with Susan, but you can just intuitively tell that not only is Susan connected to this, but you are too. And it makes you remember when you were connected to that nemesis beast, you had said to yourself, I need to hold him back. And you wonder whether your thoughts passed through Susan and caused that connection to transfer from your mind to that. So now holding this connected to the door, she appears to be waiting your command.
Yeah. So I'm Susan. Open the door. And I don't know if Susan complies, but if she does, I'll say what Susan is saying because she's chatty and annoying and despised.
So this beam is connected to this doorknob, like a standard like doorknob in an old house, and you see the doorknob slowly turning by Susan.
It's always nice to open the door for other folks. It's always nice to open, and it's just on a loop. It's always nice to open the door for other folks.
Now, this wasn't a 5-year-old. This is an 8. You also detect through Susan some sort of defense mechanism built into this door, that the door could be electrified.
The door itself or the entry? Okay. Yeah, so as the door handle turns, pull. Can I pull?
It's a push.
Pushing it.
So the door starts to swing open, and we start to see some movement from our spiders.
Can you shoot?
And Susan says to you, "Shall I?"
You shall.
And blue lightning fires off of this door, this mechanism, and these spiders just go and just drop one at a time to the ground. An 8's a good roll, man.
I love you, Susan.
Yeah, the door
Get it
pushes
back.
open, and I'm assuming I don't need to keep the bond any
No.
longer. Yeah, and I'll pull it back. I'll say, Susan, I don't care what they say about you. You're a good woman. And then the cell goes down 1.
So as you start walking towards this now open door and like 15 dead spiders at the base of it that have just been electrified and fried, you can smell the burning flesh of these spiders. Immediately, your wrists go red. The type of red that would be when the thing was on top of Pop. And it's continuous. And immediately, the 4 of you start looking around in this room and see nothing.
Look on the ceiling.
Look up in the ceiling, nothing.
Oh, I pick up the pace a little bit and
We need to
just
get out of here.
go through the room, look for a door.
We look behind us, I guess.
Yeah.
Or, well, I'm not sure I want to touch it, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't touch.
Yeah, okay.
Kick the door closed. Feet.
So as you get through the door, you are once again similar to where you were at the very beginning, on kind of a platform. And the platform is maybe like a 10 by 10 platform. And what you see is this massive, jagged fissure that's carved straight through multiple floors. You can see it goes multiple floors up and multiple floors down. And it just feels like something just dug down through this facility and just ripped a hole into it. You can see wires and tubes that have been broken by whatever did this.
So it like dug down from where we are, or do we see it on the?
You see it going up and going down.
Okay.
So maybe at one point this led to a room, but this room was a casualty because the platform you're on is a broken series of tiles. So there was a floor here. And you can see there's probably pieces of the ceiling you can see up above you. But whatever this room was, it is gone. It has been destroyed by whatever came down and created this huge fissure.
Can we tell like where the ceiling used to be and where the next room above it would have been?
Vaguely. Yeah.
Is it climbable?
It is. Your wrists, it's going to be hard to climb because of how much vibration is happening on your wrist, but there is no visible threat.
Well, the threat is probably falling toward us. Well, it's forward or back into their path they laid for us.
Really?
I'd say we just keep moving forward. We've been doing well so far.
Like there are things that are after us, and if they are like chasing because we straight off the path, they would be right behind us. So I'm not that eager to go back.
Well, and to clarify, there is no forward. That's the fissure.
Up or
Right.
down.
Forward means either up or down. Climbing.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So up or down.
And looking down, it just is endless pit, basically.
And endless
So-
above.
Endless above.
As far as we can see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll let y'all go because my climb, I guess that'd be dash. My dash is horrible, so I don't
Do you
want to
have,
follow
like-
anybody.
I was thinking like if you could throw something down and hear it like boink on the bottom. I guess there is some.
There's a piece of
Stop
rubble, on this
Yeah.
platform, and you kick it, and all you hear is hitting the sides until you don't hear anything more.
Yeah.
Find something louder.
Didn't you? Whoa! Didn't you have?
Right. Target pooped. So.
Didn't somebody have the miniature map of the facility with look at?
I was gonna say I do. I'm gonna try something. With my, I'm gonna take Susan out and swap in the card miniature model.
You're gonna switch the core.
Yeah, core. And kind of just aim it down at the ground. It should show, I believe, it's a thick stack of cards that creates a model of the current situation / zone, which includes any nemesis.
Beautiful. So let's go ahead and roll it. What's the cell you have in there?
So it's going to be a D8. I'll update the device number 2, all the info, but it's going to be a D8.
Great. Let's roll that D8, and how well you roll to determine how much detail you get.
Great.
So I am going to I'm going to turn one of my D10s into a D12.
Sorry, guys.
Anonymous.
When you fire this thing, we see these cards come out of a slot at the end of this gun, and we can see that the cards are trying to kind of assemble, and all of a sudden they just, like a house of cards, just collapse before they finish building. One little bit of information that you got, though, was it looked like it was building up first, and there appeared to be doors up. There could be doors down. The failure prevents you from knowing that. Now, if you want to fire it again, you can.
Yeah, that's my last. It would be I would exhaust everything.
Okay.
I have only D6 cell that I could give you, but that's I guess the same problem.
Yeah, it would.
I'll toss him a D8.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Um,
I'll
Change your
toss-
D8 to a D6, Pop. So we'll just exchange it, and then you can, Jax, you can take your model builder up to a D8.
I guess
Yeah.
everybody on their knees, like on the floor, and we're throwing the items around to hopefully get a.
Trying to find the pieces we need to put something
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this here.
I'm going to unlock a memory for this. Because I don't trust myself. Yeah, as I'm after the first shot, something seemed familiar to me, and I'm thinking like sketches, like model, like building like architectural miniature models of like buildings, and it's just flashing, and I'm kind of putting the pieces together and settling myself ready for this next shot.
So let's add a memory, which is miniature maker.
Yep.
And then you're not going to expend the cell. You're going to use your D12 recovered memory. So let's roll a D12.
Okay. In that case, before I do that, in that case, can I swap, throw you your D8 cell back?
Yeah. So
We'll do it after, but
Yeah.
yep.
So we didn't swap. Right.
Yep. Retcon. Yep. Sorry about that.
No
All
worries.
right, so D12. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So I'm going to pick up a D6.
So I think what we're learning here is that it truly is bottomless.
Yeah.
I guess he was learning miniature making from Twitch and never actually painting anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jax is the type of guy that shows up to a Warhammer 40k tournament with all gray miniatures.
So again, it falls to pieces before you can get any real usable information from it. The whole time, like your adrenaline is pumping because this wristband and this red color is just so intense. I'm going to go ahead and spend a D10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let's see what our unseen friend does.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
Lord. I hate this game.
so how big is the question?
So as you guys are all focused looking down, it's too late. This thing burrows out of the wall above you. And it's this like millipede, except you wouldn't be able to put your arms around its girth. It's huge. And you see the rubble, what you see is the rubble flying into this fissure up above you. As you look up, you just see this thing, and it has these metallic tentacles at its mouth, these long grabby tentacles, and just segmented metal body. So the fright of all of this, I want all of you to take one stress.
Back up to 3.
Yep.
Sounds fair.
And then, Lamb, you have the lowest dash. This thing descends on you, and it lands on top of you. The weight of it forces you to the ground, and these tentacles wrap around your body, up under your neck, onto your arms. I need you to take 3 stress damage.
Well, that takes me to 4.
That puts you at 4, which means you potentially could die if you take any more damage. You cannot act this round. Pop, Kai, and Jax can. You guys step back on the small little platform, and this thing is wrapping like a millipede python around Lamb's body, and you can see that if you don't do something, we're losing Lamb.
Question, mechanical question out of character. I have a med kit. How does that work as far as would that heal stress or
It'll immediately heal 2 stress. I'm imagining like an injector.
Okay.
Plus, let's not forget Lamb's device
Yes.
on his belt.
Fortunate place for a healing device now.
Do you want to immediately inject Lamb? Is that what you want to do with your action?
Yeah, I'm going to med kit inject Lamb.
You're able to find some exposed skin on his arm as he's trying to trying to pull these metal tentacles off of him as this thing is just wrapping around him. Lamb, go ahead and put yourself down to 2 stress.
Okay.
Medkit's gone.
Yep.
Kai and Pop, what are we doing?
Could I find some piece of really anything, some, I don't know, piece of rebar that is hanging there and try to pry the thing off Lamb?
Yeah. Let's do it as 2 rolls. I'll let you do a think roll to find something useful, and then depending on what you find, we can go from there. Now, do you want to do something? You don't want to do something off salvage. You want to like literally find a piece of metal rebar, right?
Yeah, because I only have cases, and yeah.
Perfect. Give me a think.
And I used up my memory, so that's a straight think. So that's a D4.
All right.
Yikes.
My D6 becomes a D8. So you find a piece of metal that's sticking out, but you realize I don't have the ability to pull this thing out whatsoever. I still will let you take an action though. So what you can do is you can do a straight bash if you want.
Do you mind while he's
Straight bash then.
Oh, go ahead, Pop.
I was saying, while he was looking around for that, can I also do a think where I'm trying to figure out where I can get the best, either leverage on it or the best place to stab it?
All right, let's do it.
Jeez.
Boy, oh boy, this is fantastic. My D8 is going to become a D10. You guys are so nice to me.
It doesn't matter what size die we roll. We roll 2s.
Yeah, no, you're very good at 2s.
2s in a row.
Everything seems to be shifting too much, Pop. You're not seeing any extremely vulnerable area on there. Both of you still have an action, though. So, Kai and Pop, what do we want to do? We need to do something. We need to do it quick.
Is it like the whole metal bead is wrapped around Lamb completely?
Covering his entire body, and which tells you that this thing's probably twice as long, as Lamb, because it's spiral. It's got a spiral covering it.
Oh, yeah.
And as it's squeezing Lamb, you're seeing less and less Lamb and more millipede.
Little help here.
You're awake at least.
Come on, Pop, what are we doing?
I'm just going to see no better option. I'm just going to take a slash at the thing. And
Great, let's do it. We're using our plasma knife.
Yeah.
Did a good job on the last one. Let's see what it can do on this one. What's the cell size?
It's now a D8.
All right, let's roll it.
Please be good.
Very nice. Very nice. That's going to do 2 stress damage to it. You take that knife and just like plasma, like a plasma torch almost. It just cuts into this body of the thing. And as it exposes that plate that you cut into, kind of opens up because of the plasma thing, you can see miniature versions of these little tentacles start to reconnect and try to close that back up again. But you definitely have done some damage. Kai, what are you doing?
As the pieces are closing the wound back, I will stick my gun in and I will just pump it full of sluice.
Okay.
It should be D10 forward.
All right, it's a D10. Ooh, a 6. Very nice. I'm going to let you cause damage with this. So it's going to take 1 stress damage. Why does it hurt?
So basically, since there is a new fresh core, or cell, sorry. So it actually now it changed the taste. So that's straight up like honey, basically. So nice. It is that thick consistency as a honey. As I'm pumping it in, it like the pieces that are right adjacent to it, the parts of they like kind of stuck together and they can't like revolve or they cannot move at all.
Yeah.
It tries to still move and a few things break inside, like the gears got stuck and like maybe few teeth. broke off.
Yeah, and these tentacles trying to reconnect from the damage that Pop did are all gummed up, and they're not able to kind of reconnect through it. I'm going to go ahead and use a D10.
Almost one.
As it's curled around, you realize that the mouth tentacles at the head are now letting go of Lamb and have outstretched and are wrapping around the three of you. So now all four of you are encompassed with this. Lamb is encompassed in the body of this thing, and now these metal tentacles that are extending out of the head, right? They're getting longer as they come around, start wrapping around, grabbing your arms and your torsos. Everybody, including Lamb, take 1 stress damage, please. Or 2 stress damage. I apologize. Lamb, that puts you back at 4.
The vulnerable. Put me
I'm
back
at
at
I go
vulnerable.
over, or do I stay at 4?
You always max
I
at
had
4.
3.
So
Okay.
who's vulnerable? Are all 4 of you vulnerable?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you might want this to be a good round then. I don't think we want it to go again. Not with my 3d12s.
Yeah.
No, obviously not.
Man.
I have a simple move, and I want to keep pumping the gun. Maybe it caught me a little bit, and it seemed to work. So I would continue what I did before because.
All right, let's do it again, Kai.
Can we
What
do, like,
size
a
is?
move with that? Like, because I cut it and he injected, and maybe we both see that it's working, and maybe I cut it again and give him a new spot to.
Oh yeah, that sounds more appropriate. We
So I
open
don't
him
have
up.
to help or- I don't know how to work.
Yeah, it worked the first time, right? Let's open up another piece of this thing.
Hopefully. So,
And you can feel the metal tentacle just squeezing in. You're starting to lose your breath. All right, so that's going to be a success with consequences. It is going to do 1 damage, but you cut this thing and it reacts. And the way it reacts is it extends its tentacle, and you are now suspended above the fissure. The only thing keeping you from falling is the tentacle wrapped around you. So if this tentacle lets go, Pop, you're going to see how deep this is. That's your consequence. Kai, do you want to take advantage of the hole that he's cut into before he got pushed over the edge?
We're such a hopeless situation, so I don't see about thinking about something else rather than continue what worked. So that's a D8 now instead of D10, and I will double check. I think it was D8.
That is a pure success. Here's what's going to happen. This thing is disabled. I need one of you to make a dash roll to catch Pop. Do any of you have a memory left unused since your last catch a breath?
I do.
Everybody use them? If you want, Pop, we can have you try to save yourself if you want to use a memory.
So I'm actually thinking that maybe he remembers doing some rock climbing.
Okay.
With ropes, not like free climbing or anything. And he,
Yep.
as it starts to let go, he grabs hold of the tentacle and swings back towards the side and tries to get a handhold.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
All right, let's see if I can still roll a 2.
You had to say it.
Oh my god!
You jinxed it.
Hi guys.
Oh.
Okay, no.
What were you going to say, Jax? I'm open to ideas here.
I was gonna say if Pop is trying to climb and possibly loses his grip, is there any way I can dash and maybe put myself in danger? Reaching over, trying
Cliffhanger style.
Yeah,
Like
with a dash.
Here's what I'm going to give you.
Okay.
And You do nothing. Pop falls to his death.
Yep.
You succeed, not with a 3 or a 4, with a 5 or greater, and you save Pop.
Pop, I love you. Let's do it.
Hold on.
Oh, thanks.
The
A 3 or
caveat.
a 3 or a 4, you lose Pop, but you don't die.
Yeah.
If I get a 1 or a 2,
Oh,
both Jax and Pop fall to their death.
Hey, well, we know we're good at rolling, so let's do it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds fair. I have a D10. No memory.
Okay, D10 sounds
All right.
promising.
Here we go.
This is a big roll.
yeah,
Big, huge roll.
high drama here.
Oh God! It's
Oh.
it's that 2.
No.
Jax,
Just big old on the 2.
you slip,
Oh.
grabbing onto Pop. You lose Pop. We see Pop just fall into the darkness.
No.
But at the last minute, you're able to catch yourself.
Oh, I failed you, Pop.
Oh, you tried. I appreciate it.
Is the scene like Pop is falling and disappearing in the darkness, and basically we hear nothing? Like it's almost complete silence in our heads as he disappears and is engulfed by the blackness of the hole. Oof.
I catch myself, but I'm
Yeah, we
still-
help you up maybe in the last second as you just got yourselves not to fall. I will help you back on the
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah, I'm just looking down the platform, and this thing is still alive, right? It's just disabled.
No, it's done.
Oh, it's done. Okay.
Does it let me
I'm-
go?
Yeah.
shook.
Okay.
We should let's push it down as well. I don't want it near me reconstructing itself, and if possible, I would like to push in the
Yeah, and you knew this thing was disabled because of your wristbands. Immediately they went white. So you guys it takes
still-
2 or 3 of you to push this thing off the ledge, and it goes the way of Pop, and it falls down this fissured cavern.
I just, as I'm catching my breath and checking my rib cage, I just
You guys
fall on
wanna
my
ca-
knees and realize,
If you want to catch your breath here,
yeah,
you can lay low as well and heal stress. Is that what we want to do?
yeah, we're gonna.
And honestly, with me, the one good thing about me having 3 D12s is the only thing I'm going to get as gain is a D6, because I can't upgrade those D12s.
All right.
So everybody reset your stats and reduce your stress. So is everybody at 3 stress now?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Do we get one more? Try to find something useful.
We can definitely salvage. No question. So let's see what the 3 of you can find in the walls, because you've got, not only do you have the remnants of this room, but remnants of rooms above you, potentially, things fell down. So starting with Lamb, you find a D8 cell. Very nice. Jax, you also find a D8 cell. 3 D8 cells. 2 16s and a 15 were rolled.
Okay.
So all 3 of you pick up a D8 cell.
Yeah, I'm swapping Susan back into my my ranged weapon and putting
Does
the
anyone have
D6
a?
down.
Does
D8.
anyone have a core? Because I have a single-use case in this D8 cell. You build something.
I have cells and cases only,
No cores.
and I will also put in the new cell for the almost depleted.
No, I have the model core. That's it.
Okay.
Don't get too excited, Lamb.
Right. It's like.
I mean, that.
Listen, I kind of look over and being the older guy, it's like we got to keep moving.
I'm
we can-
afraid
we
we
can-
need to go up.
We can mourn them when we.
I think
We'll
like
get
we're
out of here.
just like broke the system. This was their little try to stop us, and more will come. We need to
Yeah.
climb up and try hope that there's the door that the cards were hinting of. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, there's so many handholds and there's nothing pressuring you. I don't need rolls for this.
Thank God.
What I do need to though is I want help because there's only going to be one room available and accessible. And I need you to roll a D4 for me to determine which room is your next room. So somebody roll me a
I
D4.
got it. I got you.
I was gonna say, don't choose me.
2.
All right. So you climb up and it's exhausting because you're climbing multiple stories before you find a non-collapsed door that even has a ledge that would allow you to get access to it. And as you come into it, it almost feels like a bit of an echo to the Lotus Room. Because like the Lotus Room, this is also a vaulted dome. And it's pieced together like multiple triangles, right? So imagine multiple triangles segmented together to form this geometric dome. And you see the exact same sky beyond this dome as you saw in the lake, which makes you immediately realize this is a projection as well. These are just ones with seams in between it and these triangles. You can actually see some triangles are dark, so this seems to have failed even more than just that one glitchy one in the Lotus Room. The entire floor of this dome is dirt. And you have essentially in front of you an orchard of trees that fills this room. You see and hear birds flying and going from branches to branches. There's smashed cubes, plastic cubes that cover most of the ground. Some of these cubes, all of them are broken. Some of them are broken in half. Some you're seeing just little corners. At some point, a collection of these little cubes were destroyed and scattered throughout the floor.
Start walking through the orchard, looking for that infamous door out.
Yeah. Well, while we do that, is there any way to? I know we just did a salvage. Is there any way
that's the game, right? That's part of this game. So you immediately recognize Lamb as you say, because you're focused, right? We have to keep moving or what's happened to Pop is going to happen to us. Right. The vibration is starting again. That was not the last nemesis. You notice in the very, very center of this orchard, above the treetops, you see a ladder that extends to the apex of the dome, where you see an opening, a triangular opening. Let's do a salvage. Starting with Lamb. Lamb, as you go through here, you find a single-use area effect case. Boy, you like these grenades.
I'm a grenade guy.
Jax got a 2 and then a 3. I love these random tables. You get the same thing, Jax.
Okay.
There we go. We got a core for Kai. So, Kai, this is a thick stack of card-like sheaves.
Model maker.
Welcome to the club.
Do you want to keep this core or do you want to re-roll?
Give me a reroll.
All right. Oh, I get to pick your core. Oh, fun.
Give him back the stack of cards.
All right. I'm just gonna give you the core on the page I happen to be on the PDF, right? So it's page 18. This core allows user to see the thoughts of other sapient creatures in cartoon bubble form for a time. It seems to anticipate the user's needs. So using this core, you can read the thoughts of other sentient beings, but they appear as cartoon bubbles above their heads.
So, Craig, this is what I would like to do, and you can tell me yes or no. I'm going to take my case and turn it into a grenade. And can I reverse engineer and make it into a damaging core instead of a damaging grenade instead of a healing grenade?
I don't think so. Yeah, you
Okay.
can't change the core.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah. Kai and Jax, do you have any crafting you want to do before we go to do the ladder?
I will put together a wrenched cell with this thought reader, or how to call it, or a need reader. So this core, wrenched case, and D10 cell that is on D6 actually now.
A mind reading gun.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So the three of you, I was about to say the four of you, the three of you climb this single width ladder in order. Who can roll me another D4 to figure out where this ladder leads?
I will try it.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You climb this ladder, Kai. Right behind you is Lamb and Jax. And it leads to this triangle opening at the very peak of this geometric dome. And as you press on it, it lifts like a floor panel. And you look up as you slide the panel across, and it looks like a utility closet. There are pails, mops, a couple brooms, and a door. The closet would barely fit the three of you.
Let's go in and open the door to see.
I take one of the mop handles and break it and turn it to some type of weapon.
Sure. Yep. You can definitely take a mop handle.
Yeah.
So you are obviously in a maintenance closet. You turn the door and you push it open. And it opens up into this small, very tidy, like waiting room-like space with rows of beat-up couches and molded plastic chairs. There's roughly about a dozen robots of various makes and models sitting patiently, silently, watching a glowing number counter on the wall.
What's the number?
The number changes, and one of the robots stands up and walks to the door on the other side and goes in.
I gotta use my new gun. I want to see what they are thinking. I have to. So I will point my. Maybe it's not a gun. It's like you can imagine like remote control from a TV, maybe. So I press a button, and I aim on one of the robots. I guess they look same to me, kind of, as they are watching. So it's only a D6, so I will lose it after using it. But. Oh, the cursed 2.
All right. So my D6 will become a D8.
Oh, Lord.
You shoot this gun, and the bubble appears above it, but it's 110011. 11100011. It's just a series of ones and zeros.
Hey.
So the number goes from 23 to 24, and on the far side in one of the molded plastic chairs, another four-legged robot gets up, dink, 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 and this room looks like a dentist office waiting room from the 70s. Goes over to the door, opens the door, and walks in and closes the door.
Is this the only door?
It is the only door.
We got to go. I don't know. I go through the door. After Pop's death, I'm like, I'm not going to die here.
You had to say it.
Yes.
You go to the door and you go to turn the knob, and nothing. It's locked.
Well, I wait for the number to change.
Yeah.
The number
Maybe it will
changes.
allow only one person.
The number changes to 25. This
I
bug-like robot, like a drone that's sitting on one of the couches, goes and flies over to the door. A little mechanical arm comes out from its underside, and it turns the doorknob and opens the door.
I try to jam it open and dart through.
So the drone gets through the door, and as you approach the door, Lamb, something pushes you and launches you across the room as you approach the door, like a blast of energy or something. And you're on the floor. Can't hear you, Jax.
Don't do that. Oh.
Sorry. I'm gonna point Susan at the door handle.
Nice.
What
I will help Lime to get up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we thinking as we do that, Jax?
Well, I'm trying to. Maybe I'm going to do it this way. I almost wonder if I point Susan at the next robot that gets up for 26, and
Well,
I don't know.
here's what's funny, Jax. As you're looking around, you realize each of these robots has a little ticket with a number on it.
Hmm.
So you find the robot before it gets up that has 26, the ticket that says 26.
Yeah, I'm going to point Susan at that robot and connect to it.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to.
What cell size does she have now?
She's a D8.
All right, let's roll a 2.
Yeah.
My man.
So let's make this like a it's shaped in like bulky squares, humanoid. It looks a lot like the maid robot from Jetsons. And it's just holding this little ticket with 26. And Susan goes, bing, and just connects immediately. And you can tell that you are now connected to this robot.
Mm-hmm. Susan, we need him to open the door, keep the door open, make him. He hasn't gotten his number called yet.
Correct. It's still the digital display up above on the wall says 2025.
Susan, 26 is going to open the door and deactivate any sort of field, because I saw Lamb get pushed, right? Trying to go through the door.
Correct. Yeah.
Susan, he's going to hold the door for us like a gentleman.
So you rolled a 7.
Yeah.
We see this robot stand up and walk towards you. And it just extends its hand out and is handing you the 26 ticket.
Okay. Is that our key? Fair enough.
You take the key or you take the ticket and it just walks back to its chair, still connected by Susan, and just sits down.
Susan. I look at Lamb and Kai.
I
think we need 3 of these.
Yeah. Is there a ticket dispenser in the waiting room somewhere? All right.
If I briefly look at the hands of the other robots or whatever might I consider a hand, could I find 28 and 29?
You're going to find 27 and 28.
27, okay.
Yeah.
And the robots don't fight you. They just let you take the tickets.
Okay.
How do you let us?
Okay. Sorry, Susan.
Don't be paranoid now.
Fair enough.
As that's happening, I'm putting the D8 core that I have in my Susan here.
Almighty
Love it.
Susan.
Yeah.
Susan's your buddy.
And so we each wait our turn, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have 26, right, Jax?
Yeah.
Click. 26 comes up.
Let out a big exhale. I look at Kai and Lamb. And I say, I guess I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah. Good luck.
Jax walks over to the door, opens it, and walks in, and the door closes behind him.
That's a good sign, Lamb, right?
Yeah. It didn't get
That's a good
tossed
sign.
across the room. Yeah.
27 comes up.
Go ahead, Kai. I'll go last.
I have the 27, so I proceed.
I hit her, so I away from the toss.
You go through the door as well. Lamb, your number comes up, and you also go through the door. Jackson, the other side of this door is very familiar. All your memories are back. I need to know two things. Where does the facility drop you off? And looking at your memories, who are you?
Each can be separate. It doesn't. We
Talking to Jax.
Sure. The facility drops me off. I'm in an old kind of abandoned, not abandoned warehouse, but a warehouse where maybe shady dealings. Things are like a chop shop almost. Philadelphia. And
My hometown.
is it?
Yeah.
Philadelphia. I can hear police sirens ringing around me. I have my college hoodie on. I don't know. What's a college in Philadelphia?
Drexel Temple.
Yeah. Drexel's a great call.
Sure.
Yeah.
Drexel Engineering. College
Yeah.
of Engineering.
Yeah. Very good.
I'm looking around and I'm looking for a way out. I know something's closing in on me. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm in this predicament, but I fell in with the wrong people.
Well, and I think your partner's there, and they just turn to you and go, "Dude, where have you been?"
I was looking for a way out. Do I remember the whole?
You remember all of it. So,
Okay.
And you are not in the same clothing anymore. You are back in the clothing that you now remember you were in before you came to the facility, and you're holding Susan.
Nice.
Who was the next one through the door? Was it Lamb?
Kai. No, it's Kai.
Kai? Where does the facility drop you off? And who the hell are you?
what I first noticed is the smell of burning, and it seems like I'm just in front of like it's a building in corporate area, like it's a rather tall building downtown basically, and it's caught in flames, and the only thing in the flames you can see is something like Nova Corp or something like that, which would be since I remember everything, I was a biologist there. I was doing some experiments, working with samples, and I put together some samples and sent them to the other room for them to incubate and do something, and that actually started the fire. And now I managed to get out of the building, and I'm in front of it with like improvised breathing mask made out of rags that were dipped in water. And,
nice.
I'm right after the moment where I got out.
Yeah, and your coworkers are all out there too, and you hear the sirens coming down the street. The fire department's on the way. They're all trying to figure out what the hell that gun is in your hand.
And maybe they can see a honey dripping from the
Yes.
tip of the gun.
Mango.
Perfect.
Now it's honey. Mango was the previous cell.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Lamb, looking over your memories.
Oh yeah, I need to refresh my.
Where does the facility drop you off, and who are you?
I look at I'm Lamont, and I'm semi-retired, and I work at the Bass Pro Shop.
Beautiful.
And I went to the storeroom to go look for some ammo for a customer, and ended up at the bottom in the facility. And I got a hand grenade.
You come out of the storeroom with that ammo, and the customer is like right there. He's no longer at the counter where you were talking to him. He's like, took you long enough.
If you only.
I just kind of look at him like, you don't even want to know.
And he looks down at what's in your hand. He goes, do you sell those too?
This is this is sample demo. Yeah. I need a drink.
Pop, this is not from Pop's perspective. This is from an omnipresent perspective. But the facility dropped you off too. Where did they find your dead body, and who were you?
I'll have to think about that. I think they just find his body in a pretty normal looking house in suburbia somewhere. And it's very like non-personalized. It's very impersonal, very clean and tidy, but there's no like personal effects or anything there. It almost looks like there's maybe just enough there to know that like Pop lives there, but nothing else about Pop or anything else. And I think what I think Pop's story was. Well, what else do we want to know? Because I don't want to.
I want to know who he was. So that's where they find your body.
Yeah, so that's where they find, and it's almost like either like a corporate house or
like an extended stay type of thing.
And he doesn't have any ID on him, so when he's found by whoever the neighbor is or whatever, he's a John Doe, and I think basically he was kind of a drifter, and he had something of turnabout. Like I think he joined the military when he was 18, and then like fell into this like working for the private sector, doing some of the things that he'd been taught, doing like intelligence work, I think is what he was doing.
That's very, very cool. All right, let's go to credits and we'll talk about the game on the other side.
Cool.
right. Couple quick comments before we talk about thoughts and stars.
I need to refresh again.
Definitely really liked the modular nature of this. So we probably could have played for another hour and a half, but I didn't want to do that. So it's real easy for me to skip ahead, right? Real easy for me to make what the next door is going to be. I love the fact that we maybe saw less than a third of the rooms. And the book, it's never explained. What the facility is not explained. How you got here is never explained. And I love how you guys like pieced it together and decided what was happening. Like your whole narrative of we're now in the back rooms. Totally got like nothing about that, you being in the back rooms, but it totally fit and changes the tone of everything. And I got to give Galen credit. Like I love adventures and scenarios and games that give the table room to kind of, figure out what's going on. And by our sheer nature as people, we are storytellers, and we will take disparate things and piece them together and make it make sense. So I think that's my biggest takeaway. I find the Breathless system, this is my first Breathless game, very simple, nice. I love the push and pull of, you can just reset anytime you want. But that I love the dice just staring at you. I think it would be really neat, even more so like playing this in person. I'd be so tempted if I was playing this in person to get like large D12s and D8s and just, pulling those out and exchanging them up there. So they're just sitting there. But that was a lot of fun, Let's start with you, Vaslav. What did you think of the game? What worked for you?
What I liked and what was maybe important for me, I think after the first game, we were like, it's like a dungeon crawl, basically, right?
Yep.
And, oh no, I lost Craig. Can you say something, Craig? Maybe I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
And
that would be nar. We'll come back to Vaslav. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Okay,
can you see me now?
Now I can see you. Hear you.
Okay.
So the being a dungeon crawler and shifting my mind to that aspect, and also the scenario giving you the ability to do crazy stuff, that was real fun. That even helped myself, like, okay, we can do whatever, we can combine these to whatever, and the core description itself is like just basically a hint, but you can do also whatever you want with that description, right? So that really, those are the tools for the players to have, how would you say, some agenda that could affect the actually storytelling and what is happening in the frame given by the facility in this case.
I think in the same way that we have just enough details to get our minds spinning in the actual rooms and things like that, it's the same thing with the crafting. Like, I gotta say, the crafting thing was a little bit cooler than I anticipated, and became a little bit more part of the game than I fully anticipated. And I'm glad I took the advice. Both Galen gave me this advice and Sean Drake did, which is let him salvage. That's part of the game, right? Every room, every place, just let them pick up stuff because, and they're 100% right. It was really neat. And it was really neat to watch these devices get used. We had some great moments based on those roles. Cody, your thoughts on what worked for you?
Yeah, I thought it was a ton of fun. Like we've said, I like the openness. It really like helps. I think it's both simple, but it can also be a great game to really like hone your role playing because it forces you to really be creative. And if you push the limit, you can really do some cool things. So I love that about it. And I also love the trying to piece together a character based on these memories. And so like I started off with a baseball practice swing, and then sneaking away from a bad situation. And then I'm a miniature maker, engineer, something around there. And like trying to fit that all into a coherent backstory is really fun, doing that retrospectively. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that little coda at the end was totally my thoughts on it. I'm like, we can't just let these memories sit. We've got to try to piece those together as well. And all four of you did a really neat job of making these people real based off of these memories that you picked up. Troy, what were your thoughts on what worked?
For me, I think as we got more comfortable with the system, the teamwork.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you got a 6 cell. Well, here, take my 8 cell because your weapon's better than mine. Yeah. And the mixing and matching, and it's just as you get comfortable with the system, the dynamics change.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, it was like, I don't know what we're doing. We got these things. All right. Pop's wandering off by himself, I'm like, okay. Then later on, it's like, hey, fellas, I need help. And then you realize that, we can go by ourselves, but we're probably not going to survive by ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's for me, that's what, and Craig and I talked about this before we got started. It's like, that's what I love about this hobby.
Yeah.
Is the camaraderie that builds from it, right? Definitely the starts with the dice, the number 2. So anyone playing the lottery, play 222 tonight. It gives enough swinginess, but it's not soul crushing,
Well, and it's funny because like you're looking at it like I got a D12 cell 2.
right.
Which is great, which is great. All right, last but not least.
I enjoyed it.
I did too, man. What's your thoughts on what worked for you?
Oh, I thought it was great. Like everybody else said, I think it gives you enough ties into the fiction that you can create and feel like you have some narrative authority as a player to build things and collaboratively. I do want to correct, if my memory is correct, Pop did come back and help before he asked for help.
Setting the record straight.
Right.
Yeah.
It's forever.
Strange people, can you trust them? I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I thought it was neat. I would definitely play a game like this again. The swinginess of the dice is I guess a feature. But yeah, it can be. It can be a little rough when you roll that.
It was a little rough. It was definitely a little rough.
But you know what, Ron? This is great material and for a one-shot, right? So you 100%. Don't feel that soul crushed if you fail because you just build a story and it doesn't break your campaign character that you had. So exactly. that's why it works for me.
Yeah. And I think that's why I say it's a feature, because you kind of want it to, the game itself, to push you towards a conclusion, whether that's most people dying or whatever.
Yeah, which I mean, I'll tell you, when you're up against that third nemesis and all of you are vulnerable with force stress, I'm like, I could lose all of them right now if they can't take this thing out. It's gonna roll, and I've got all these D12s, and there's no doubt in my mind, because all I need is one roll to say do 1 stress to everybody, and like you're all dead.
And it would still be a great story.
Exactly,
it would still be a great story. So
yeah,
it's nice because the nemesis system, it keeps you from dawdling.
Yes.
It's like, all Craig has to say, hey, your wristband is really beeping, and the light's getting brighter. Oh, we gotta go.
I agree, and so many games leave that to the table to figure out with no real guidance, and then you can end up in that situation where you spend 3 sessions shopping.
Right. Yeah. So there's a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 nemesis. And they all just kind of scale up. I won't spoil it, but there's a lot of really cool nemesis that we didn't get to and didn't have. And kind of the final boss nemesis is unexpected and very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right, stuff on the channel. If you have not listened to the Tabletop Talk, I've got several recent episodes I've put on there. If you'd like to hear me talking to creatives that make games like this, the Breathless system I've talked to the creator of the Breathless system. I'm working with Galen, hopefully to get Galen onto the show, because I want to talk to him not only about this game, but I also want to talk to him about being really, in my mind, one of the preeminent RPG indie artists out there. He is getting, you're seeing his art show up in more and more work from other people, and it's absolutely fantastic. His style of art, I think, is wonderful. Forbidden Lands is still going on the channel. Trail of Cthulhu is still going on the channel, and coming up next month, we're going to be premiering Die, which is one hell of a game, and it's a guest GM I will be playing. But as always, I appreciate it, and stay safe out there.
All right, thanks, man.
Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.